people which are new, we will always start with a fundamental part. So I will talk about our token, I will talk about our main utility. Um, just always feel free to ask any questions. If you don't want to ask a question in the voice chat, because we are recording the voice chat, we will later upload it to YouTube. You can just ask your question in the chat and ping me, so I can see it. And yeah, the usual business. We will talk about some other things also in addition, regarding our token, the future, and everything else. And otherwise, if there are any questions, feel free to raise your hand. If I don't see you raising your hand because I am talking too much, just ping me in the chat so I can know. Okay, I think we would just start with the token itself because I see quite a few unfamiliar names. Don't want to waste your time. I think you just want to get yeah, most information you can get your hands on for the token itself. So, the basics of our token, of the token BankersDream. I will always start with the text itself because sometimes we get some questions. Why is our tax so high? Could it start, please? So, now, for the tax part, we do have a flat tax. A flat tax in the crypto space means we do have the same buy and sell tax. Both are 15%. We do need 15%, otherwise we wouldn't be able to maintain our token itself. We do have 8% reflections in BUSD. Um, the reflections themselves are automated, so you do not have to worry, you do not have to claim anywhere. Um, they will get distributed automatically to your wallet. The way the contract works, just for your understanding, the contract is collecting the tax itself in our token. It will collect until a certain threshold. Right now, the threshold is at 400 billion. And once the threshold is reached, the contract will trigger with the first cell appearing. So the first cell will trigger this contract threshold, and then the contract will proceed to make 3 cells in a row. That's why you will see sometimes once the contract is triggering 4 cells in a row appearing from the same wallet. You can't see it from the wallet itself if it was the contract or not, because there will always appear the wallet which sold and triggered the contract. There will always appear also for the 3 other contract cells, for the actual distribution of the money, the same wallet. So 4 times the same wallet, but it is always the wallet triggering the contract itself, which appears in, for example, Dextools then. You are able, we have a dashboard. We can just take a look at it later on. You are able to check for your rewards. Once the contract sold, you will get in a queue for the rewards themselves. With every transaction happening, the contract is distributing the BUSD rewards to around 4 to 8 wallets per transaction happening. So it might take some time for the BUSD to actually get into your wallet, but you will receive them definitely. Yeah, we do have this BUSD rewards quite some time now. They are working perfectly fine. The contract is working perfectly fine, so nothing to worry about. Just make sure to add BUSD into your wallet so you can actually see the BUSD. If you are really keen, you can connect to our dashboard and you can manually claim your rewards there. I would advise not to do so, simply for the fact that you have to pay the gas fee yourselves if you claim it manually. 4% are used as a tax for marketing/fund So we do have as our main utility a community fund. I will go into detail for this later on. 2% are used for a manual buyback and burn. So we have the full control over the buyback and burn wallet. Right now, community voted that we should rather use the buyback and burn funds for the moment for the fund, just to give it a kickstart and to actually start it growing rather fast. 1% is automatically added into liquidity. This whole tax portion might change with the future if we see, okay, we do not need that much marketing funds. We would rather add it into liquidity. For the people who are new in the crypto space or just not aware of this fact, liquidity is a pretty important part of a token. So if you have too less liquidity, sells and buys are impacting the chart too much. If you have too much liquidity, it is very hard to create momentum in the chart itself. So you have to aim for a very balanced liquidity, and this is what we are doing over the time. Yeah, it's a process appearing, and we will work on this over time. I just see something in the chat. When will the ads intensify? I will go into this later on TC with the whole ad part. I will just quickly go over the facts of our token itself. The token itself, BankersDream, is a very unique approach to the DeFi space. We are aiming to fully focus on passive income generation. We did start right now with the BUSD rewards. One second, getting reports in, and I don't think Ahmad is watching right now. Okay, thank you, deleted. The first step was the BUSD rewards. The main problem, as many people are aware in the crypto space, because reward tokens are no new idea, this is no new invention from our side. But the main problem with a reward token itself is it is always dependent on the actual trade volume of the token. So if we have low volume trading days, there are not that much BUSD rewards generated to get distributed to the holders. At some point, when you hit a certain market cap, which just shows a resistance for quite some time, this could happen in the future. So let's say you hit a resistance in the market cap, which just it isn't able to break. And you are, for example, always hitting on this, let's say, for example, 20 million market cap. It might take some time to jump over this 20 million, but in this time you will have a sideways movement in that chart. Not a lot of trade volume generated there because not a lot of new holders are joining in. The existing holders do not want to sell actually, so not a lot of trade volume generated. This leads to less BUSD rewards for the holders. Since we are aiming to create and fully focus on passive income, we needed to find a way to overcome the fact of, or to overcome the issue with the actual trade volume. Together with the early community, we have to say we came to the conclusion creating a community fund which is fully focused on passive income generation might be a very good solution. The thing with the fund is it is fully independent of our token. So it doesn't matter at which market cap our token is sitting. It doesn't matter at which market cap, at which trade volume we are sitting in per 24 hours. The main goal is to generate passive income in a consistent way. So even if we had, worst case scenario, if you had zero trade volume in our token and literally no BUSD rewards generated, with the fund, we would still be able to distribute passive income to the holders of our token. But more in detail with this later on. For the future, we have some other things planned to further add to the ecosystem. Every addition to the ecosystem will have some sort of focus of passive income generation. This is the main goal of our token. We want to create a very big incentive to actually hold the token. And this is, yeah, actually the main goal behind the token itself. Just a quick jump into the team itself for the people which are new. We are, the founders team are 4 people from Germany. We are all, yeah, actually working right now in Germany. We have 2 trained bankers which are working as financial advisors. We have 1 insurance agent, and we have 1 software developer on the team. It is a very, yeah, we would say unique team in the crypto space, not something which you find in every other token. This is also why we are approaching things a little bit differently than other tokens. Um, but yes, this for the team. If there are any questions for the team, just one quick fact, because we also receive this question quite often. Why are we not fully doxed? We do not have a problem with doxing. Um, there's just yeah, there is one problem with the doxing itself. We are right now still working in our daytime jobs in finance in Germany. With actual jobs in finance in Germany, the laws do not allow to yeah, actually have a token structured this way. It could cause some issues for us once we are able to, yeah, actually live from the BUSD rewards from our team vesting. We will be able to fully dedicate into the token, and then of course we will dox. Yeah, do not have any problem with doxing. We do not have anything to hide. We did already dox to some people specifically asking for it. We did dox to some partners which we are working with. So actually no problem at all with the whole doxing. We are KYC'd, we are audited and everything. Just the simple fact that we are still working our daytime jobs in finance are, yeah, holding us back to fully dox as a team. But in the future, this shouldn't be a problem anymore. So, just to keep on, I will just jump right into our fund. As we said before, this fund is aiming to create passive income. So we do not actively trade in this fund. Of course, we could trade in the fund, but this is not the purpose behind the fund. And I will show you how are they even able, just quickly deleting something in the chat to do this. Just for the fund itself, we are only looking for long-term investments in the fund. I will go over the whole strategy. It is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. The marketing wallet, of course, is dependent of the trade volume, but the marketing wallet is receiving parts of the tax. One part of the tax, like 1.5% of the 4% tax overall, is used for fund investments. Fund investments do mean we as a team, as a, yeah, financially experienced team, some time already in the crypto space as well. We are vetting different projects, different crypto projects for the moment. We are taking a deeper look at the project itself, at the team running the project. We are trying to, yeah, build a connection with the team just to know them, just to be sure everything is safe from the team side. And of course, looking into the long-term potential for the different projects. There are some requirements, as for example utilities, and also the requirement that the actual investment needs to somehow create passive income in the fund. But otherwise, this will always be long-term holding positions. Once the vetting process is done, so we consider the token as safe as a team. We are done with the whole vetting process. We consider the team safe. We consider that the project itself as safe. we will put it up as a vote. So we are doing a lot through votes in the future. We are still working on this. We will have a voting edition in our dashboard. So every holder is able to just connect his wallet to our dashboard. So only banks holders can vote. It's some sort of a mini DAO. So only banks holders can vote. The more banks token you're holding, the more voting power you will receive. And then the community is able to vote on the different projects, especially for the additional investments in the future. The community, oi, the community is able to vote on the future investments. We consider these investments as safe. Of course, we cannot be 100% sure, and we can additionally not guarantee that the investments will be a banger all the time. Yeah, this is not possible to do in the crypto space. There's always some risk lying behind it. We just want to reduce the overall risk and want to focus fully on these long-term potential investments. Yeah, this is the main goal. In the end, the community decides ultimately um, which addition will be made into the fund. And then these investments will generate yield in the fund. I will go over the distribution of the assets themselves in the fund in a second. Um, but the yield will be, well, better parts of the yield will be distributed to our holders. Um, so this is like the simple strategy with the fund. Pretty straightforward. No active trading. Only looking for long-term investments because we want I would say healthy relationship with our investment. So we want to further help to strengthen the project. This might be also the reason for the for now existing community. So for example, we invested in Moonrock, or we started to invest in Moonrock. That's why you might sometimes see me jumping around in the Moonrock chat, just trying to answer some questions, trying to help to hype it up, and all these sorts of stuff. So sometimes these are simple things to help your investment grow. And additionally, we will always, like most of the times, try to dollar cost average into our investments. This is a very traditional strategy in finance overall, but it's the safest way, especially if you're going for long-term investments. So with the dollar cost averaging, we won't chuck in a very big amount of money at once into a project we want to invest in. We would rather try to look for a way to invest over time, to try to help with the floor finding when a dip is appearing in our investments, try to, yeah, also additionally invest, for example, in market situations which appeared in the last days. So when the whole market is dipping, of course, due to the pairing, for example, in this BSC space with BNB, a project is automatically dragged down. So these are always very good opportunities to reinvest in a token, to further build your wallet size, to further strengthen your position in the token. And this is the overall process. So we do not consider ourselves any competition with any other token. There's enough slices of the cake for in the whole crypto space overall. We do not consider ourselves competition. We do want to, try to actively work if it's possible with our investments if they want to. Of course, some projects do not want to do this at all. No problem with this. But this is the main goal. To maintain a healthy relationship, to help the other project in the whole growing process, because of course if our investments grow and if our investments do well, our fund is doing well, and overall our passive income will hopefully go through the roof with this fund. Do not underestimate the fact of the fund being fed from the marketing wallet or the tax from the trading volume itself. It is able to generate a lot of money in a shorter period of time if you're able to create a lot of trade volume. Um, we are right now actively investing in the fund. I will go over our positions we do have at the moment in a second. And yeah, we want to really kickstart the fund off. The most important part is for people to understand this is a process which takes time. Yeah, it takes time to structure the fund. It takes time to vet the different projects. It takes time to gather the money which we are actually investing in the fund to make it grow. This is a very, yeah, it's not a very super long process, but the fund needs a certain size, yeah, to be able to create yield, which is then able to be distributed to our holders. So it is a process, but once the fund is rolling, of course, um, there is nearly no way of stopping the fund itself because, of course, constantly working on um, the fund will at some point reach a very big size in the future, which is the main point we want to reach as a project. This main utility getting pretty big, holding yeah big wallet sizes in different projects which generate passive income, and just to be able to distribute all the yield generated to the holders. This is the main idea in our project, the main utility. And now for the distribution of the assets. It's the early solution we came up with. This will change in the future. Um, it will definitely change in the future. This is just the very early distribution for the fund at the moment. So 10% should be allocated in the fund for ICOs. Why only 10%? Because ICOs, even if the team is great behind an ICO, even if the utility is great and the project itself is great, there's still a bigger chance for this to fail than if you would, for example, invest into, just as an example right now, into a very big project like Poocoin. Um, yeah, just a lot more risk involved with ICOs. And still, we want to invest long term also in ICOs. They have the most potential to really make the fund explode at some point, but of course, more risk involved. That's why only 10% overall allocated into ICOs. 20% will be allocated for now into staking, and 30% will be allocated into different investments in reward tokens. It doesn't matter for the reward itself. Yeah, it could be a reflection in the token itself, or it could be, for example, a BNB reflection or whatever reflection. Yeah, the main goal is to have investments which generate passive income. Is it through staking? Is it through rewards, or maybe in the future through yield farming, which we are looking into at the moment? Um, Main purpose of the fund, generating passive income in different projects in different ways, just to be very diversified and to get our fund and our passive income independent of our token. Yeah, so we are able to just hold our token even with zero trade volume. We can hold the token and it will still generate passive income over time for us. 40% right here allocated to a term called cash. This is just also a financial term. If you're looking into funds, this is just a reserve which we need early on. For example, if let's say we are investing in an ICO. Yeah, ICOs are most likely, especially early, very volatile. We do need some reserve just to help the project find floors, find good floors, strengthen the project overall, and of course to create good entry points in our project. Um, the main goal behind this, the 40% of course will change. Yeah, we do not want to have like 40% of the overall fund in the future sitting around in BUSD. This is just dump money sitting around. We do want to in the future reduce this whole part to, let's say, around 5 to 10%, just to have a reserve ready for something like a overall market dip happening, as we had recently. With an overall market dip, these are always very, very good moments to dollar cost average, especially in long-term positions. So yes, this basically for the early distribution. I will just jump into the distribution for the holders because it's a pretty quick part. Um, 75% of the overall yield which is generated in the future will be distributed to the holders themselves. 25% will be allocated into marketing slash charity. Marketing does also involve compounding into the fund itself. So if we do not need any additional marketing funds, of course, we want the money to be compounded into the fund itself, just to help it grow over time. Yeah, this is a time-consuming process, but the more funds we are able to allocate into the fund itself, the more we help to grow very, very fast. Some part will be allocated into charity because if you are doing, yeah, I would say good in life, if you're doing good in the as a project in the crypto space, it is always a good idea to give back to the people which haven't been that lucky in life. Um, we do not like, so don't get me wrong, right here, we do not like any charity taxes which are fed out of the daily volume. This is not something I like as a utility project. We do not want to take active money out of the project itself. Yeah, so we do not want a separate tax allocated to charity. This might also be able to create a way to consistently be able to donate to different charities. For the charities, same thing again as for our investments. Ultimately, the community will vote on which investment is receiving which donation. Yeah, so in the end, the community will decide. But this also is a way of donating which we can keep up in the future. Yeah, this is a sustainable form of donating with the fund and not taking active money out of the project, which is a very important part to us because for the people not knowing, especially if you start at a very, very low market cap, so we started at around 80K, 80K-ish as a 70 BNB hard cap pre-sale on pink sale. You have to be very, very cautious with your funds early on. You cannot afford to waste any funds because you simply do not have the size to create a lot of funds. Yeah, and for example, in that case, with a low market cap, start a charity tax. Yeah, it's not helping at all in the to sustain the project itself. But this for the whole distribution part. Now, KJ, I would like to understand your investment strategy in detail, along with Plan B, Plan C, etc. If this is early, let me know when we can learn about this. So, do you mean the investment strategy for later on, like the whole distribution of the fund? Let me just jump back into the distribution. So, like this is Plan A right now, the early distribution, and you would like to see um, where is it evolving into? Yeah, what should be the ultimate stage of the fund itself? Do you mean it like this? Okay, I think you would mean it this way. We will provide, because the crypto space is we are still looking into different forms of income generation. Let's say, for example, yield farming. We need to take a deep look into different forms to come up with a ultimate distribution. We are also saying early distribution right now because the whole distribution itself could change. Yeah, we could change the number from, let's say, for example, 30% invested into reward tokens. This number might change into, let's say, for example, 40% overall. We do not have right now a ultimate goal for the fund ready. Um, looks like you're closer to what I am looking for. Okay, so I am. Yeah, no, don't worry that you cannot talk. No problem there. Um, yeah, we cannot right now show a ultimate strategy for the fund itself because this will always be a very evolving process. Yeah, there might be things coming into the crypto space which haven't been there before, creating a form of passive income, or let's say with the potential to create a form of passive income. This includes, for example, the whole metaverse thing. Um, there is a lot of potential to, yeah, maybe in the future own a real estate in crypto, in the crypto space, and maybe be able to rent it out or to for any ads or something like that. Yeah. um, a process which we do not want to stop on working, because the more ways, this is like the very important part, the more ways we are including to actually generate passive income, the more stable the overall fund will get. I hope I could answer your question a little bit. So this will change in the future. We are right now working on a actual fact sheet, which we can hand out to all the, yeah, let's say future investors or potential investors and existing investors, in which we are able to quickly change out, for example, the distribution we have right now, and also the goal for the moment which we want to achieve with our distribution. So this is always a process which we are constantly working on, and we do not want to make anything fixed because the crypto space is a space which is changing very fast over the time. So in the last years, there were yeah, huge steps which have been made in the crypto space, and I do have the feeling that a lot of things will change in the future. So for the positive side in the crypto space, with the actual yeah, awareness getting bigger of the public at all, there will be a lot of things changing. Additionally, also in the DeFi space, yeah, there might be a project coming up with something which we didn't see before, or most likely there will be a project coming up with something which we didn't see before. And then, of course, we need to change our overall distribution. So we want to be very flexible on this side. What do you mean? Easiest is to DM Booker? Ach so. Okay, I will just go from top to bottom with the questions. Mitch, any news on the press release? Yes, I have, yeah, some sort of news on the press release. Um, we did get back from the agency that it was a no-go if we haven't been listed on CMC. Now that we, yeah, listed right at this morning on CMC, we did go again for the whole listing for the whole press release thing. We are currently listed as untracked. We are with the agency which did also the listings for us, looking into this untracked thing, just to get us yeah, tracked very soon. And Mitch, this is also the update I can give for the CMC listing. So currently we are listed but as untracked, which is, yeah, not helpful at all. Um, for the tracked thing, we are right now looking for it. They are very, yeah, very confident that they will change it in the, yeah, in the very near future, but I cannot give an exact time or anything like that because there is no way for us as a team to actually yeah, take influence in the process. Um, Rally, where can we, whoa, the chat, where can we post in investment or project ideas? You can always DM me. Um, we might open a group only dedicated for yeah, projects we should vet on and everything um, in the future. But for the moment, just DM me about the project, and we will take it on a list and then start the whole vetting process. It takes some time for us to vet the projects because we are getting a lot of different projects, of course, which is great, by the way. Keep this up. We do want to work very tight with our community. So please always keep up to make any suggestions for changes for basically anything. Yeah. The community is the key factor driving a token, and we as a team, we would never, yeah, say to anyone right here, please stop DMing us any projects or something like this. Yeah, always feel free to do so. Thanks. It would be helpful to us if we can see the high-level roadmap along. Uh, Charts, please, along with the investment plans. I do understand this will take time. Yes, yes, this takes some time, KJ, especially since we do want to, yeah, make it appealing, especially for new investors. So we are putting a lot of thoughts into the whole process. We are involving different persons with different expertise. For example, the marketing agency is helping with this. The community itself is helping with the whole process of creating the future of the token. Um, okay, this for the questions in the chat. I can't see a raised hand for the moment. Um, we are, or not we, our dev right now is working on the display of our fund so far. He should be, if he's not running into any major issues, he should be able to implement it today on our website, the actual display of the fund. Um, it's a very, yeah, quick way for you to just check the fund, check the holdings, check the price, check the amount of tokens. Just be aware of one fact: you will not be able to see any staked tokens in this display on our website. Um, because yeah, the stake tokens are basically not in our wallet. Um, this for the fund. For the people not knowing, yes, we know there are some yeah um, actual applications or stuff we could use to show the fund right now, as for example CoinStats. We did decide to not do this because a CoinStats is actually, yeah, just for example tracking the whole fund. Um, we do not want to do it this way because people could just airdrop, so for example, a random scam token into the fund, and we would have to manually yeah, take it out of the display. We do not want to run into the risk that the token is displayed for, yeah, let's say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours while we are sleeping. Um, this is a risk we do not want to run into. That's why we are creating the whole display application ourselves. Um, Thank you, Rally. Yes, we are trying to be very consistent, trying to be very as transparent as we can be, of course, for the whole doxing part, which is just not possible at the moment. But yes, we won't stop working. You can trust us in with this one. Um, Okay, since we are not able to display our actual investments right now, I will just go over our existing investments for the moment. Um, First, yeah, the first foundation, let's keep it this way, for the fund was a actual team vesting of our token itself. So we as a team, we waived on a team vesting. We didn't want it. We did say we would rather put it into the fund itself, just to give it a little kickstart. We did receive some questions today. I think I saw some as well. If we could just, yeah, buy back some of our tokens with our fund. Um, no, we won't do this. For one reason. Um, the ultimate goal of the fund is to be independent of our token. If we are starting to yeah, obtain a bigger wallet with the fund itself in our token, Um, we would kind of be independent, at least with one investment of our token. Yeah, the money um, is better used in other projects. Yeah, not in our project itself. For buybacks in the future, we will be accumulating for starting right now the buyback and burn wallet. As I said before, we did have some polls on the buyback and burn wallet funds going on just to be able to, yeah, let's say take a little bit of advantage in the current dip, just to get the first dollar cost averaging into our investments. And yeah, but no, we do not want to, yeah, buy back our token in the fund and actually hold it in there. We do have a buyback and burn wallet for this one. We did put the team vesting into the fund for the whole purpose of this team vesting generating passive income. I did right before the AMA take a look at how much um, of additional compound was created with the team vesting we have waived on for the fund itself. Right now it is sitting at around $600, which got additionally generated just for the fund, just to additionally compound it into the fund. And this was the whole purpose. Um, we want to give the fund the biggest kickstart it could get in our current situation, and that's why we did put in our own team vesting into the fund. And also as a, yeah, let's keep it as a thank you for the community, just to show them additionally the intentions we have with the project. Of course, we do also want to earn money with this whole project, but we want to restrict us to the same ways as for the holders. So we do want to earn money through the BUSD reflections, and we do want to earn money through the distribution of the yield of the fund. Um, this, yeah, keeps us at a very, very high level of motivation to further progress with the project itself. Okay, this was the first edition. I don't call it an investment in the fund. Yeah, it is just a addition to help the fund compounding. The first real investment we started was Moonrock itself. For the people not knowing, Moonrock is a very, very early um, token. It is sitting right now at, I think it is about 25 million market cap right now. It's also a DeFi project. It grants reflections in their own token. The thing which was, yeah, making the whole Moonrock investment very attractive was, yeah, a strategy the Moonrock team is running at the moment. In addition, the Moonrock team is, we consider it as safe. I did personally talk to them. They are great people. I really do enjoy um, talking to them. And the marketing agency, which is working with us at the moment, did also work with Moonrock in the early stage. So yes, nothing to worry about from our side regarding the whole team of Moonrock. The project itself it's a very, very nice DeFi project. Um, the thing which made it very, very interesting for our Bankers Whale fund to obtain a, yeah, bigger wallet size over the time is actually the fact that they are right now airdropping every Friday it is to the top 500 holders 2000 additional rocks. For example, for every wallet in the top 500 holder space. And additionally, they are about to stealth launch the next addition to their ecosystem, which is a token. This token is also generating BUSD rewards, and you will receive a one-to-one airdrop for your rock holdings in this um, new project launched. So it was basically, um, of course, a very nice to have long-term project early on. So a lot of potential behind this project, a very, very nice team behind this project. And we are getting two investments basically with one investment, especially at this time right now. So we are in the top 500 holder range, I think we are right now sitting on, brr, let's say around 200 or 250 with the fund. We do have a certain goal with the fund, which is holding a size of around 1 million Moonrock. Right now we are sitting on 100. Don't let me lie, I think it was 160, 170,000 Moonrock. So a decent size, of course, but still a lot of potential to create a bigger wallet. And this is like for ongoing investments. We will have a certain wallet size we want to reach. Once we reach this wallet size, yeah, we will take a look again if we should further improve the wallet size, or if we should rather allocate the funds to a, let's say, for example, new investment edition. But yes, this is the way we want to operate. So right now the goal, for example, in Moonrock is to hit yeah, around 1 million rocks to obtain um, as a community fund. So at least 1 million rocks for the moment, which is a pretty big chunk. Um, okay, the second and third edition have been for once Evogro coin. Evogro coin, most of you should know this project. It's a very big project. Um, had a lot of hype, the project. Um, we do like the team behind Evogro coin itself. Of course, we do like the project itself, especially with the utility editions they are launching starting this year. So yes, a rather harder way to obtain a bigger wallet size right now. As I said before, do not underestimate that we are, yeah, a actual fund, and we do have, um, yeah, a very consistent income of money to be used on the investments. So yes, Evergrow coin is in there. We will build, and we will in the future, of course, not stop building on the wallet size in Evergrow coin. Also a lot of potential in the long term for this project. Next edition was EarnHub. EarnHub has a AnyFlag contract, so you can actually decide in which token you want to have the reflections. We did also whitelist the AnyFlag contract of EarnHub, so basically you are able to reflect or to receive your reflections of EarnHub in banks. This also a project which we are building on. Yeah, it will be a longer process because it is also a pretty big project already. But yes, working on the wallet size also there, and for the dollar cost averaging into EarnHub as well. Some part of EarnHub also got staked. We do have additional EarnHubs lying around, which we didn't stake because we just obtained them recently. Last edition, which got launched like literally, I think it was an hour ago, was an ICO called Moon. Um, Moon had a bit of a contract issue with the first launch, which they haven't been aware of. This contract issue forced them to relaunch with a V2 version. So this version right now, which is launched, is the V2 version of Moon. We did obtain tokens for the pre-sale price. We did obtain tokens for a private sale price. After the actual, I would say, hiccup with the first launch. Um, right now they're running. We did already stake the Moon tokens because they have the staking utility ready right with the start. The team behind the actual Moon token, our marketing agency, which is also working with us, giving us all the connections, is also heavily involved into the Moon token itself. So this is why from the team side we do consider it 100% safe. Of course, still it is an ICO. They had a little hiccup with the first launch. Um, let's just see how things are evolving there. We do have a decent wallet size already, of course, with the private sale and the pre-sale price we have been able to obtain. We did further DCA more right after launch because it was pretty clear that people which have been fed up with launch itself from the V1 version will instantly sell once the V2 version is launched. So yeah, it was um, just another good opportunity to further DCA into this ICO. But yes, this for the ongoing investments. As I said before, we should be able, um, latest should be tomorrow really. If our dev doesn't run into major issues, it should be by today. You all should be able to check the holdings of our fund and yeah, just to see the progression in the fund.
Seems very fine currently, so should be soon.
Seems fine, perfect. So you heard our dev. Seems fine. Should be very soon. Yeah, he's working really hard. Just giving a little bit of love from the community. Um, he's doing a very great job. Okay, this for the ongoing investments. As we said before, we are right now. Wait a second. I'm curious to know uh, how are you planning to manage the investment because there will be millions of holders soon? Yes. It isn't that hard to actually manage a fund itself once you are able to dedicate fully to the fund itself. I will keep it this way. So of course we are also looking for future team members and everything. Um, we are looking for future team members just for some help because for only the core team managing a project which is yeah on the way of getting bigger and bigger, it will get pretty hard over the time. So yes, actually looking for more people to help us out with the whole managing process. Um, yes, so we did yesterday it was. Yeah, yesterday we did list on CoinGecko. We did already before the actual listing with CoinGecko or CMC. We did have a pretty good run up already. Just let me switch things out right here. Give me a second. I'll just hop into copy link. Keep it here. Let's just open it really quick so we are able to take a look at it. Um, so yeah, we did list. Where was it? Around here somewhere. On CoinGecko, we did have already a pretty good run up from our, yeah, let's say consolidation point we had in the past. Just giving some background info because this is also important for some people which are looking for to invest in our token. We did start as a pink sale pre-sale. It was a pre-sale, it was no fair launch, it was no stealth launch, it was a pre-sale with 70 BNB hard cap, which is pretty low capped. This for sure. We did start back here. It was, I think launch day was the 18th of December, if I remember right. We did start with a market cap of around 80k. We had a little bit of course, launch hype going on right here and a little bit of price action here. Um, this all-time high was at about, I think it was 450,000 market cap. Then we went into a longer sideways movement. So with the marketing strategy we are driving, and we are still driving this marketing strategy. It is a organic growth strategy. We are aiming for exposure. It doesn't matter what kind of exposure, if it's through our community with the when they go crazy with the whole shilling again in different parts in Reddit and Twitter, and Additionally, with exposure created by, for example, we had Poocoin ads running, we had CoinMooner ads running. So this is a whole process which it takes longer for for a token to actually proceed in its way, but it is the healthiest way to actually grow as a token, which we have been aiming for, especially as a low cap pre-sale. We are aiming for a steady growth, a organic growth, and this is what we did here. Of course, there was a little bit of lows, some highs, but overall it was a sideways movement, you could say, in this token here. We had some holders gained in this whole process. We did yeah let's keep it as a shakeout of some paper hands there, um, which got very impatient over the process. Um, but yes, right here, at this point, the whole exposure started, to kick in, especially with some special people joining, Dale, Harry, Moneybin, the people which are very active in the overall. Rorschach, do you want to ask a question because you just unmuted yourself? No? Okay, I can't see him anymore. Um, yeah, yes, Harry, let's go. Um, this is a super healthy growth. We are all roller coaster on all other cards. Yeah, it is a very healthy growth we had so far. Um, but it is also a very big increase in the price we had. Because it started right here with I think it was around 100 to 150k ish when this whole process started. We had a run up which you see here, which seems small already with this compared to it, but this was an increase of around, I think in the max it was 250% increase. Um, it was all done by the community itself. Yeah, they went pretty crazy with the like Dale joining in, Harry joining in, Moneybin joining in. They did ignite our existing community, and they did really set them on fire, and they went on a crazy. It was very fun. We as a team, we did take part in the whole shilling and everything. It was really fun. Um, and they are still doing this constantly. So again, a shout out to them. Fun and exhausting. Yes, it was very exhausting. Um, they are still doing this constantly. Of course, you cannot have this action 24/7. Yeah, people are getting
I
tired.
am the only one who can't hear him.
Oh, since
Yes,
when
you.
couldn't you hear me?
Like 15 seconds ago.
Okay, okay. Sorry for this one. Somehow muted myself again. So with Dale and the whole community going on fire there, we did achieve a 250% growth. Did find a new all-time high, and yeah, a lot of community effort was put in there. Um, there haven't been any additional campaigns or something which we ran here. No influencer shoutouts or anything like this. So this was all exposure created over the time, over the process of the time, and then the whole community going crazy for it. We went for another, let's say, little sideways movement there. By the way, it is needed and very healthy to have a consolidation at some point. You can't just go vertically up. So um, I I advise you also in your other investments, if you open the charts and they are maybe dipping a bit down from the all-time high, or in this crashing market are dipping overall, um, it is you need to be psychologically strong, but if you are aiming for a long-term investment, it shouldn't bother you at all. Yeah, there will always be a lot of movement in crypto. There will always be a lot of volatility involved. If you are looking for long-term investments, this shouldn't bother you at all. Yeah, you do need corrections as a token, as a project. You can't just always run from one all-time high into the next all-time high. Um, we saw it in other projects. Yeah, if they just go vertically for a very long time, they will most likely have a very hard crash afterwards. Um, this is at some point what we want to avoid, of course. It is very important to find higher floors, yeah, to find your way to new all-time highs. Right now, we did find our way into all-time highs pretty quickly. But yes, very important to find your way into new all-time highs. And then it is very important, right, for example, here, when you had a good run up, it is very important to find at some point a higher floor. Yeah, to find a floor at around here, which is, this has been already a very high floor right here, um, considering the run we had and considering also that the market was, yeah, looking not so great at this time. So we did actually fight the overall market. We did fight our pairing, which we see right here, BNB pairing. So if BNB drops in price, it is dragging our project down with it. Um, do not underestimate this. If BNB drops like 10 to 15%, it does have a lot of impact in our chart. So we have been fighting this whole bleeding market over the course of the time. We've been maintaining a very good floor, and then there started this yeah, very big run. It did go up, yeah, till until this point, and then see a CoinGecko listing did hit us, which did lead, of course, to another good run. Um, right now we are seeing some, yeah, a very healthy correction process there. Right now it is looking as if it's starting a flaw finding process. Yeah, you can't be 100% of the time sure about these things. But overall, a very healthy looking chart. Additionally, with the CoinGecko listing um, hitting us already, it is a very healthy chart. Of course, we had a lot of volatility going on, like in the past few days. But this now shows the value of a organic growth um, tactic of yeah, let's say, let's keep it as an exposure game we have been playing as a community, as a team, because we have been able to, yeah, with daily AMAs recently, we have been able to um, yeah, bring the idea to our future investors, to our current investors. We do know already for a fact that we did, yeah, how would you call it? We did change the mind of some people, which intended to swing trade the token, which actually switched into a long-term hold position with our token because they like the way the community works, they like the way the team is working, they like the interaction between team and community. Yeah, these are all things which are very important for the success of a project in the future. And what we have right now is a very healthy chart. It shows a lot of very strong holders. Of course, there will always be the people selling. Um, do not mind the people selling. Yeah, there will always be some people selling, taking profits and things like this. This is nothing bad at all. Yeah, you do need these people for the actual volume. But we have been able to create, yeah, a lot of very consistent holders even after have this pretty big run we had recently. A lot of very consistent holders, and we are growing in holders a lot. So I'm looking forward for Dale releasing the actual growth numbers on Friday. So we want to release our overall growth numbers every Friday. Really looking forward to see what we did achieve from last Friday to the next Friday. Yes, a very, very healthy chart, especially if you take in consideration that the overall market was dipping pretty hard. Very rough condition for us to grow in this market. Um, uh, yeah, huge accomplishment of the community. I'm saying it at every AMA. Big shout out to the community. They have been doing a great job. They are very active, always on the lookout for new things they could do. Um, so yeah, big big props to them. And if you have the time, um, if you decide to join the Bankers family, and if you do have the time to do so, um, please just take, even if it's just a like or a retweet or a upvote in Reddit, this helps tremendously with the project. This is free exposure created from the community itself. So keep in mind, we do not have to pay for this part of the exposure. And getting this exposure is or could be very um, yeah, very pricey at some points for the people being familiar with some prices going around in the crypto space. So yes, feel free to join, even if it's just a like, a comment, or something like this, because you do not have the time. It helps tremendously with the progress in the project itself. Yes, community strong. um, Definitely. We achieved a great growth so far. As we said before, we did for people which are maybe uh, following some call out channels. We have been listed on CMC this morning. Um, yeah, we have been listed officially. The thing is, it is a untracked listing, so right now it doesn't help us at all. The agency we did apply with is right now looking to get us to a tracked listing. But yes, it will be um, another part of exposure being created with the actual CMC listing. And this also, in addition, opens up a lot of different marketing strategies, for example, CMC trending or stuff like this, just to create a big amount of exposure. Um, Actual CMC and CG listing are very important. Right now, we have been happy that we did hit them now with a very, very healthy community, with a community which understands the idea behind the token. And yeah, our community is just looking forward for the next steps we are taking. But yes, very, very nice performance in this bleeding market. Um, for the people which joined late for the press release, the actual press release, we are looking for around 600 sources, including Yahoo Finance and Bloomberg. It was a no-go without a CMC listing. Um, that's what we have been told right now. Right now, since we are officially listed on CMC, they are going for it again. Just keep in mind, it is yeah totally fine with us because especially Bloomberg or Yahoo Finance, they cannot just promote any coin. Yeah, of course they are doing some sort of vetting process. So right now with us hitting CMC actually, we are going for yeah the press release actually. We will keep you updated. The thing is we do not have the direct contact to the sources releasing the press release. We are doing everything through our agency, which is working with us and providing us all these connections. Um, yeah, they will keep us updated, definitely. And once I have an update, I will drop it in here. Right now, of course, the focus is to get the CMC listing from untracked to a tracked listing, especially because also we do want to see the price in Trust Wallet appearing and not only in MetaMask. And additionally, then we will create or go for the press release. And then let's see the next marketing steps. We have some very nice yeah, influencers we can get to through the agency, some nice influencer packages. We can, yeah, go for CMC trending maybe. Let's see what we are looking into in the future. Um, but right now, main goals are, of course, getting CMC from untracked to a tracked listing and to get the press release done, which also creates a lot of exposure. And then we will take a look into the next steps. Simply speed bumps, press release will get there, doing great. Yeah, definitely, definitely. You won't have, um, for the people which do know some self-employed people or people owning a company, um, it is very unlikely that you will just have a straight way of success. Yeah, you will always have this little road bumps, little hiccups. So far, we have been achieving, yeah, something very, very big in this bleeding market with the growth we had so far. And yes, the speed bumps are there. We need to overcome them. Just looking into the constant progress of the token, and yeah, definitely, this is what creates the future, the community together with the team. Because also do not underestimate the power of a community. We do see it back here and also here until the actual CMC listing did hit. Um, be aware we didn't have anything running on the side there. We've been going very, very crazy on the whole shilling process and stuff like this. With, for example, doing Reddit posts, yeah, upvoting our posts, commenting on the posts. We did a lot on stock tweets, marketing on stock tweets, or let's say building our own stock tweets tag. And yeah, so it was very fun, but very exhausting as well. That's also why I'm saying we cannot go for 24/7 hardcore shilling. Moneybin maybe is able to do so, but I don't think the majority of the people are able to do this. And yes, Rorschach, is there an exit strategy on any of our investments, or will we just ride or die with all our whale fund investments? No, we are let's keep it this way. Um, we are not planning to exit on our investments. Yeah. We are looking for long-term investments. We want them. That's why we are vetting or putting a lot of work into the whole vetting process, um, analyzing the projects. Of course, we cannot be 100% sure all the time. Yeah, this is simply not possible. But we could lower some risks and go maybe for projects which do maybe have more potential than another project in the future. Um, if we, for example, run into a, let's say, 500x because of an ICO investment um, going very, very good. Of course, we will at some point maybe dollar cost average some parts of it out and actually distribute it as additional yield, and parts of it will be compounded into the fund itself. Um, but we do not want to dump, especially once we are in the position of holding bigger wallets. Um, we definitely do not want to dump them on the community of our investment or on the project itself. Yeah, it is just a very, let's keep it, irresponsible way of dumping. If you dump your, especially if it's a bigger wallet, if you dump the whole wallet. Um, if we would get out at some point, we would dollar cost average out as the same way as we dollar cost averaged in. So yes, this is the main process behind it. Of course, we could hit a banger, and then we would like to, of course, save some of the profits. But overall, we are looking into long-term investments because holding holding bigger wallet sizes, especially in reward tokens or something like this, helps a lot in generating passive income ultimately. Um, Yes. I hope I could answer your question with this one, Rorschach. Um, Now, did we have before? Can we get Gate AO and Bitmart listing gate list small tokens quite early on compared to a lot of exchanges. Yeah, we can look into it. The thing is also with a listing on an exchange. We do also want the community to be heavily involved into the listing itself because, as we all know, some exchanges are not providing tokenomics in any form. Some exchanges are providing, for example, reflection in their own token. Um, yeah, this is a thing which we need to take a deeper look at. This should be a fitting partnership, especially with a exchange. Um, we do not think there should be a reason to rush onto any exchange right now. Right now, we should further keep on the process of building up, keep on the process of working on exposure and gaining holders and, yeah, overall market exposure over the time. Yes, and also if you see sometimes they are hopping into the chat and saying, "Hey, I am a, well, I don't know, Bitmart executive. We want to list a project. Don't get too excited." I think I had about 20 chats open with different Bitmart executives, all having different listing options for us. Um, just be aware, an exchange like Bitmart, um, they do not have to actively go out and search any project. Yeah, the projects are coming to them. We do have connections to Bitmart once we are ready. Right now, we are definitely not ready for a listing, for example, on Bitmart. This is something we would have to achieve in the future. Do they work with all? Yeah, this is the thing. This is what you need to check out, Kay. If they are working with tokenomics, if they are not working with tokenomics. Um, yeah, things that we have to look into in the future. Right now, as we said before, we won't focus on any listing. We will definitely focus to further move on step by step. Get the CMC listing like fully done to a tracked status, get a press release done, then looking for, let's say, for example, CMC trending to create exposure, or to go for a bigger influencer campaign. We will see how things are evolving and which things we should be using altogether. Okay,
Uh,
the whale wallet, what's the algorithm for it? Ron, which whale wallet do
okay,
you...
okay, can I say? Can I jump in there?
What? I couldn't
Hey
understand.
guys, hey guys, Ron
Yes,
here.
yes.
Maybe
Hey.
my question's off a little bit. I noticed that it was at 6T, and then I guess this morning I guess we talked about it being at 400 billion.
Yes.
Just wanted to understand that algorithm. How does it fluctuate? Is there a scaling pattern up or down? So let's just say if the market cap
Okay,
dropped,
can you
y- go ahead. I'm sorry.
Uh, who who was talking? I don't think it was meant for you, Ron.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, no. So you mean the actual smart contract from us, which is
Yeah.
distributing the yield? Okay. So the threshold for the actual fund wallet, not fund wallet, sorry, for the actual distribution wallet, it is pretty straightforward. We as a team, we can set a certain threshold. Um, we need to find some sort of balance. We had a problem, let's say, for example, over the night with the wallet sitting at a threshold of, I think it was 1 trillion we did set. And then we have been asleep as a team. There was a lot of volatility going on in our token. We did increase a lot in the market cap itself. And then, of course, the bigger the threshold is for the actual contract sell, the bigger will be the dip. So we would rather right now go for smaller cells. That's why we did sell it on 400 billion right now. Um, we would rather go for smaller cells instead of going for a rather very big one. Yeah. because creating a very, very big red candle with a contract cell could scare a lot of people potentially, which do not know how the actual contract works. So no algorithm behind it. We set a threshold as we think it is a balanced threshold, and then with increasing market cap, of course, we will further reduce the threshold down.
Got it. Thanks, guys. Would you guys ever consider breaking it up so it's not just 400 billion whack? It could be like, 100, 100, 100, or is it just the contract's the contract?
Right now, it is the contract is the contract. We are working on maybe breaking things up actually with some people. It is, yeah, maybe we are able to. Most likely not. But most likely we will keep the actual threshold for the contract cell at a rather low level. We would just go for more contract cells overall, but not go for a very big contract cell, yeah, because this is just not healthy at all.
Understood. Thank you, guys, man. Glad to
Yes,
be on board.
yeah, glad to have you on board, Ron. Glad to have
Yep.
you. Dale, I have some investors listening here with me. Can you quickly run over the idea of this project? Yeah, sure, of course, no problem. Just let me switch back here. Give me a second. Just going back. So Mike, you do mean like the whole fundamental part, right? Just give me a quick yes. Okay, perfect. So for the people new in here, I will just overgo the whole fundamental part once more. I will always start with the text part. So for the text itself, we do have a flat tax. This means 15% for buys, 15% for sells. 8% of this overall tax are allocated into BUSD rewards. So this is the thing I did talk to Ron right now. Our tax is collected by our contract wallet. The contract wallet is set to a certain threshold. The threshold right now is set to 400 billion coins or tokens collected from our tokens. Then the first sell will trigger the actual contract, and this is a 3 sells in a row thing. So our contract is selling 3 times in a row. At the payday, this includes for reflection, for marketing, and for buyback and burn. For the BUSD rewards themselves, you do not have to do anything to receive them in your wallet. That's a lie. You have to do one thing. You have to add BUSD to your wallet so you can see it in your wallet actually. The rewards, once the contract sold, will be distributed automatically. It might take some time, especially with increasing holders. It might take some time. With every transaction happening, the contract will distribute the BUSD rewards to around 4 to 8 holders. Yeah, this for the whole reflection and a little overview of the way the contract works. So if there are 4 cells appearing at the same time from one wallet, there will always be different wallets because it will always be the wallet triggering the contract cell, which is shown as the wallet, yeah, for the contract cell itself. Did I just hear the new payout threshold is 400 billion? Yes, Connor. I had it pinned in the chat, but I think it's a few hours ago. 400 billion. 4% overall allocated to marketing/fund, 2% allocated to manual buyback and burn, and 1% automatically added into liquidity. Buyback and burn, of course, won't be announced in the future, and liquidity being a very important part of a project, you need to find a balanced liquidity for your project. The token itself, so we are aiming to create a passive income generator with the token. With the actual BUSD rewards, these are the first steps we are taking. This is nothing new in the crypto space in having a reward token, nothing new we invented there. The main problem with a reward token is simply the fact that you can, that you are pretty much dependent of the trade volume itself. So if you are having low volume trading days, there won't be a lot of BUSD rewards distributed to the holders. We as the very, very early community, which we have been working with, did actually came up with the idea for a community fund, our Bankers Whale Fund, which should provide a way of overcoming this issue. I will just jump right into the fund itself, just to give you a quick overview. So the strategy for the fund, pretty straightforward. We do have the marketing wallet being fed from the tax. Parts of the marketing wallet are used for fund investments. These fund investments are vetted by the team itself. So we are taking a deeper look at different projects. You can always suggest different projects for the fund. Be aware, we are looking for long-term positions, so we are looking for long-term projects. We are looking for long-term holds, so we do not want to actively trade in the fund. We do not want to do any swing trading in the fund. We want to, help our projects to grow to especially the early projects, to grow on a healthy position, because once our investments are healthy, our fund is able to allocate a lot of yield to the holders. The actual, or better, after the whole vetting process, once we said, okay, this might be an addition for our fund, the community will ultimately decide if this addition should be made or not, or if we have different options, which option we should choose early on. We will always dollar cost average into the investments, so we won't chuck in, like, let's say, for example, $50,000 at once into the project, unless we want to at some point maybe dollar cost average with the $50,000. Then yes, but we will always have a goal wallet size, and to this goal wallet size, we want to go through dollar cost averaging. This is the safest way to do your long-term investments, just bringing down your average price. The yield, or better part of the yield, will be generated. I will show this later on. I will right now just jump into the early distribution of the assets. We had it before. This is just an early distribution right now. We will change this over the time, especially with the fact that the whole crypto space is changing very, very fast. So we do want to adapt with the fund itself. The main goal is to have a lot of different income streams for the fund. 10% overall allocated into ICOs. Only 10% because ICOs are rather very risky investments. But of course they have the most upwards potential, and it is the easiest way to obtain bigger wallet sizes, especially if you are able to obtain tokens for a private sale price or a pre-sale price. Which, for example, we have been able with our Moon investment. We did get private sale conditions from the team, and we have also been able to cost average a big chunk at the pre-sale price. 20% are used for staking, or right now is aimed to be used for the whole staking process. 30% used for reward tokens. And the 40% you see right here, which is called cash. It's just a financial term as a reserve kind of. So we are holding back on some parts of the fund just to have a reserve to dollar cost average furthermore into our existing investments. and of course to be ready to invest into other projects as well as, for example, yield farming. So this for the actual early distribution right now. As we said before, we are looking into different other things as, for example, yield farming or other stuff. I'll just take a quick look in the chat because I heard some pings. Recorded, yes, it's getting recorded. Ever consider being listed on the SafeMoon wallet? No, didn't consider this yet with the SafeMoon wallet. How about the goal of the project? Yes, this is what we are sitting right now. I'm just looking for questions specifically aiming at the fund itself. Yes, this is a good explanation. All right, here. What will you be investing in? Who controls the investment decisions? Ultimately, the investment decisions are controlled by the community. So we are working on a voting dashboard. It is, kind of a mini DAO, you could say. So our banks holders are able to connect the wallets. So only banks holders can vote in the end. And then you will be able to vote on our different investment options for the community fund or investment editions also. The more tokens you are holding, the more voting power you will receive overall. And yes, we are just providing the whole vetting and actually team vetting, project vetting, analyzing the project for the long-term investments. And ultimately, the community will decide on these different vetted projects. Other crypto investments or equity? Yes, a lot of different other crypto investments, of course. We are looking into some other things. We are also looking into, maybe having the option to include something like real assets, especially with things which are upcoming with this whole fractionable NFTs. Let's see if we might find a way to include it early on in the fund. 15% tax when you sell. Yes, buys and sells are getting taxed. Otherwise, we couldn't be able to maintain for one the BUSD rewards, and we wouldn't be able to grow the fund without a tax. That's why we have a flat tax, 15% overall. So it's essentially a crypto-based private equity hedge fund. Kind of, yes. Kind of, Farnsworth. It is a very unique approach since we are only looking into yield generation with the fund. And with the actual yield being generated with our investments, we want to further distribute the yield. So kind of, yes, but still a very unique approach. I hope I could answer the questions for now. Just scrolling, I see no hands. I would jump into the actual yield distribution. So for the yield generated by the fund itself, 75% in the future will be distributed to the holders. This is a pretty big chunk, but of course, this is the main goal of the fund itself. Keep in mind, of course, it will start slowly once we are getting traction as a project itself. Once we are getting traction with the overall volume in our token, we will be able to accumulate a lot of money in the fund itself over the time. Especially with the fact that we are not stopping to invest more and more into the fund itself. So the longer this project is on the market, the bigger the fund grows, and of course, the bigger the actual yield grows, which is created for the holders. Creates different opportunities or a lot more opportunities which we can take part of, especially if you keep some things in mind, for example, with the whole private sale and early funding, maybe also early funding of bigger projects, um, creates a lot of different opportunities which a normal private investor might not have. So yes, this is what we are ultimately looking into with the fund. Of course, there are a lot of other options, yeah, like for example, lending, or all this stuff. We do not have this included right now with in the fund, because we figured out the best way right now is to build decent wallet sizes in different projects, just to get a kickstart in the fund overall. You see right here, 25% allocated to marketing and charity. Marketing does also include compounding into the fund itself. So if we do not need any additional marketing money, this yield will just be compounded into our existing investments. Charity is, yeah, some part of the yield will be used for charity. This is the, yeah, most sustainable way in the long term, um, to be able to donate to different charity organizations. In the end, again, the community will decide if we want to donate, or to which charity we want to donate. So in the end, community decision. But again, this is also the reason why we didn't want to include a charity tax. So again, nothing bad about charity tokens, not at all. It's good to have them out there in the crypto space. But we do not want to take active money out of the project. We would rather, like, with this way, we would have an option not to take active money out of the project, and to create a sustainable way also for charity donations in the long run. So this basically a quick overview of what we are aiming for with our token. It's fully focused on passive income, dedicated to passive income, and okay, just looking at the chat again. Instead of the 15% tax, why not charge a fee from profits made from future investments? We could change it in the future, maybe, if the fund gets to a very, very big size. But be aware, we do need funds to grow the project, to pay out the BUSD rewards themselves, and to also be able to drive marketing for the exposure. If we didn't have any tax, of course we could lower the tax overall, but this would mean we wouldn't have 8% BUSD reflection, for example. This would mean that we would drop the BUSD reflections down to, let's say, for example, 1% or 2%. A lot of holders are in for the BUSD rewards themselves, especially this early on. You are able to secure a decent wallet size and to participate heavily in the actual BUSD rewards. You can also check our dashboard with a calculator, for example, just to calculate different wallet sizes with different volumes, trade volumes per 24 hours to see the potential for the actual BUSD rewards. Yes, the tax is high, definitely, but it simply needs to be this high, and we cannot sustain BUSD rewards in another way. We cannot sustain the overall fund growth in any other way. Wouldn't be possible to structure it. Especially, of course, in the future, you might be able to charge a fee from the profits made from future investments. But again, also this profits, 75% of the profit made from the fund is getting additionally distributed to the holders. So what we are doing right here is creating a very big incentive To see this as a long-term investment, to dollar cost average into this investment, to get to a wallet size you are aiming for, and simply holding this wallet. Yeah, being able to get the BUSD rewards in the future, get additional distribution of the yield from the fund. This is the whole driving point behind this token. Yes, daily payouts. We had a lot of payouts recently, I've been seeing. Yes, okay, just scrolling again. The tax is fine. There are other projects that charge up to 35% buy and sell tax total. Yeah, of course there are other projects there. Just keep it always in mind if a project is granting, let's say, for example, 20% rewards in, I don't know, BNB, or it doesn't matter in what. You will have at least a 20% tax in BNB. You will have tax additionally on top of it. And yeah, the higher the rewards you as a holder receive for simply holding the token, of course, the higher the tax will be. There's no other way to structure this. Okay, just scrolling again. AMA still going on. Yes, AMA still going on, but I'm having fun. I did eat this time before the AMA, so I am not hungry today. So no problem in having a long AMA. Okay, can't see any hand raised right now. Any more questions in the chat? Because I just saw.
Booker, how are you?
Yes, how are you? Hello.
Booker, how are you? Sure.
Yes,
Yes,
Moneybin.
it's Moneybin. Are you well?
How are you, Moneybin? You all right again?
You well? Are you good? Good, man. Are you tired?
No, I'm not tired at all. I'm all right.
You've eaten it. Are you tired tonight?
No, definitely not
You know,
tired.
are you not tired of seeing all the buys, eh?
Nah.
I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Later on,
Yeah.
once we get the fund up to a certain point, what would you think about us doing lending? You know, let's say doing pairings to other, mainstream tokens and lending out for interest, charging interest, etc. back on those, funds at lending out, etc. Leveraging, and then get obviously the income that gets generated, obviously in a very responsible way, not to make sure that we put our token at risk at all, but where we can get interest payments from that, and then profits from that can also be distributed back to the holders.
Yes, definitely. I mentioned this just before, that once the fund grows to a certain size, you will get other options as well, as for example lending, or as for example um, like the private sale, like investments for very big projects going on in the crypto space. You will get a lot of possibilities which the normal private investor might not be able to get his hands on. But this, of course, is only achievable with a very big wallet size, with a very big fund size itself. That's why we are, actually putting a lot down into the
What's
fund
gonna
itself.
happen? Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You got a world class, dev team, world class shilling team, world class product. So you know what, we're gonna pump, and the growth speaks for itself. The numbers speak for itself. So if this is anything to go by, we're in for a very very long road ahead.
Definitely. This is also what I wanted to say. So this whole chart, this whole community speaks for itself. Very, very strong community. A very unique project. I'm not aware of. Of course, there are projects going for funds and all that. but I'm not aware of a project going this way to create passive income. Yeah, it's a very unique way um, of creating it and trying to maintain it also in the future. So yes, definitely. At one point, this fund will, yeah. Do not forget also for the whole compounding part of the fund. The bigger the fund gets, of course, the more compounding is going on in the fund itself. Just insane options for the future. We did come from 80K. We are now sitting at, I don't know, 3.2, 3.1 million. I don't know exactly right now. We had a lot of growth going on in a bleeding market, which is simply amazing. It's very hard to achieve this kind of growth in a bleeding market. So yes, a lot of potential in the future, especially with a community working tightly with the actual team, helps a lot. Now let me see. I think there was something from our dev.
Exactly. Well, I just also just want to say a personal thank you as well to the rest of the team as well. You know,
Just wanting to share some love with the rest of the team. Okay. I can't hear you, Moneybin. I don't know if only I can't hear you or if others can also not hear you. Steven. Yes. Please double check it. Moneyban, I can hear you again now, I think.
can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, now I can hear you.
There's a bit of lag. It seems to be a bit of lag. Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes, it's better now. Now it's better.
Okay, good, good. I think there's a bit of lag on my side. There's a bit of lag there. There we go. Now we can talk. Now we can talk. I was just going to say also, you know, just a big thank you to obviously the devs yourself. You know, there, there we go. There we go. I was just saying a big thank you to the devs yourself. You know, as well as the team. You know, I think, you know, like, as you said, we had a very strong team. Very focused, very driven team, which is awesome. You know, I want to say thank you to the fellow you know, marketing / shilling team, you know, for putting in hours, because you know, it does take up a lot of time during the day to make sure that, you know, we get obviously new investors coming in, etc. But I just want to say thank you to the team as well, you know, the marketing guys as well, because without the efforts, you know, there's no new clients, no new investors. So it's a big thank you from my side personally to them.
Yeah, I think we all appreciate it. We just can give the thank you back to the community because we as a team we can only provide the basics, and the community is actually then driving the token. So yeah, big thank you to the community itself. Definitely. Okay. So do we have some other questions? Just raise your hand.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for the constant AMAs and the constant support for questions.
Yeah, definitely. This won't change because our token actually needs yeah, some sort of explanation. A investor which just randomly stumbles over our token sometimes has a hard time to understand the intentions behind the token. So yeah, we do need the constant AMAs. I love to have AMAs. Yeah, no problem with talking from my side. But yeah, um, this is yeah we need as a team to provide the whole educational part. Um, but right now it's working out perfectly. Okay, I can see another A thought on charity. What if we set up a charity wallet that holders can donate to? That way we can use the BUSD rewards for charitable donations. Yeah, sure. This shouldn't be a problem, Connor. We can do this additionally. We will most likely run it again as a community vote if we should do it. Give the options for people to, let's say, for example, donate some parts of the BUSD reflections to the wallet. And then at a certain point, for example, $500, $1,000, yeah, it doesn't matter. We would then choose as a community a donation, a charity we could donate the money to. Absolutely no problem with this one. We will set it up as a vote later. Good idea also. Alright, I see Rorschach typing. We'll just wait a second. Okay, typing sometime. Yeah, this for the part right now. Here, the AMS on YouTube is what got me interested in this token. So it was a very helpful thing because there are a lot of peeps that don't have or use Telegram. I've never used Telegram before this. Oh, okay. So you haven't been using Telegram before. Yeah, but I completely get this. Recording the AMAs and actually uploading them for people to just maybe stumble over them or to rewatch them or to share them with some other persons. Of course, this helps a lot and might get also one or the other person interested. So happy to have you here, Rorschach, from YouTube. Also, we are working on a quick, yeah, let's say it's a quick sales pitch. With this quick sales pitch, it should be around 30 to 60 seconds long video. Also a community idea. With this video, we want to, yeah, have a way of explaining the very basic fundamentals of our token in a very short time frame. Just for anyone to spread it out there, just to show it for anyone, because this also helps a lot additionally. Is there a Discord as well? Yes, we have the apes. It's a Discord which has been involved pretty early on, because I see some people sitting here from the actual Discord. But Discord currently down. What? But Discord so you can share out to everyone here soon. Oh, okay, currently down. All right, now this Discord is helping out tremendously with connections with early holders, diamond holders, and everything. They've been involved in the pre-sale as well. A very nice Discord to just join. They also have a very good amount of new token launches of ongoing projects, which are very interesting. But yes, BRAM, we will additionally have a Discord. It should also be ready. I think the whole basics are ready for the actual Discord server, because we are aware a lot of people are not using, for example, Telegram. For some reasons, a lot of people may only use Discord. So yes, we are spreading out step by step, because we couldn't provide everything right from the start. Everything needs a little bit of work put into it. Okay. I can't see any hands raised right now. I can't see anyone typing in the chat itself. So again, for the people who joined late, the main goals right now are to get the CMC listing from this untracking status to a tracked status, because untracking isn't helping us at all in the moment. Also going for the press release, as we said before, the main point holding the press release back was the CMC listing, because we needed a CMC listing for the press release. As we got told now. And yes, these are the main points we are working on, especially because, of course, CMC opens a lot of different options. The press release creates a lot of exposure. And yes, this for the near future right now. If you have any suggestions, just always feel free to drop them in the chat or to DM us about it. And otherwise, I would say thank you for participating. It was a rather very long AMA today. The recording, it might take some time because the recording is actually nearly 2 hours long. The recording will be edited and rendered and then uploaded to YouTube as usual. And yeah, thank you for participating. Lots of good info as usual. Thanks. Yes, keep on coming with questions in the future. Yes, and otherwise I would say thank you for participating and let's keep this up. We are performing incredibly good in this bleeding market. We have a lot more room to grow into. So let's keep this up. And I would say thank you and bye bye, people.